Bill Gross, you understand Twitter, I think, probably as well as anyone. You've made a lot of investments around Twitter. What is it about Twitter that is so different about the way that other technology services have been used?
Well, it's so instantaneous. The way it provides an immediate pulse of the entire planet, because there's so many users, hundreds of millions of users around the world, and it's so easy to contribute to Twitter. It provides a remarkable sense of the entire civilization on this planet.
It has not been very profitable as far as we know. There's hardly any revenue being generated compared to its usage. But you've seen this as an area to invest in.
I think that the opportunity for monetization in social media is just incredible. I think that social is the future. Social is going to be embedded in every type of digital transaction this coming decade.
What does that mean?
Basically, people, when they make their buying decisions, when they make their life decisions, they're going to look to their friends and people they trust to make those decisions. Maybe in the past, they used to do word of mouth. Then in the last 15 years, they've used search engines. But now it's all moving social. You're so connected to the people you know and love and trust that you're going to take their advice way more than you're going to take the advice of an algorithm.
Now, I should point out just a little credentials for you. I mean, you figured out how to make Google profitable before Google did. You basically invented a company called Overture, or later known as Overture, which was, Google basically stole that idea. There was a lawsuit, it was settled, but you had the idea first. So now you see the same thing in Twitter, way to profit.
I'll tell you what I see. I was walking around in 1997, 1998, uttering the word keywords, 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 like plastics in The Graduate.
Right.
Because I thought keywords were the most valuable thing of all time to get user intent and to monetize. It turned out that was a good idea. It turned out to be...
It was pretty profitable.
It's a huge part of the monetization of the internet right now.
So do you see the same idea pattern at Twitter?
Absolutely. I never thought there'd be something as big as keywords again, but now I think social's even bigger. And the reason I feel that is, keywords, when you type them into a search engine, you still only have a small percentage of going to one of the places that you see there. If you type in, let's say you're looking for a plumber, and you say that to your friends, and they recommend one to you, you have like a 90% chance of going. So the probability of action is so much higher.
Well, and the value derived. You're exactly
yes.
right. My friends call me for a plumber. I got a good plumber. His name's Tony. That's not a story. But when you look at, so you've got this new business called Chime In, which when I've heard about this, it sounds a lot like a competitor to Twitter.
Well, it's not really a competitor to Twitter. Twitter is this instantaneous pulse of the planet. Chime In is a new network that we call an interest network. It's much more focused on your interests, the things you're really passionate about, be it sailing or wine collecting or whatever your hobbies or passions are. By focusing on your interest, we think we can dramatically improve the relevance. The problem that I feel with social networks right now is there's too much signal-to-noise problem. Basically, once you have...
Signal-to-noise that's John Battel's favorite sort of concept, right? He's been talking about that as long as I've known him.
Totally, because once you have 1 million people contributing to something, let alone 1 billion, there's now 1 billion people on social networks.
Right.
Mary Meeker just said there's more people in social networks today than there were on the entire internet in 2006.
Wow.
So it's just taking off like crazy. When you have that many people using them, you're just going to have noise. So we're trying to make something more focused on your interest, more selective, more to allow you to get the stuff you care about the most up to the top.
And right from the start, you're thinking about value and deriving value from
Absolutely.
that, unlike maybe with Twitter and Google.
Well, when you get people aggregated around their interests, that's where I think tremendous monetization comes in. And we're allowing brands to create these interest areas, these communities, so that they can profit from that. And I think that's going to have a great alignment of interest.
One of the things that struck me is how cost per click, essentially advertising impressions, are so much lower on the internet than they are in traditional media, like magazines, for example. What you pay for a reader of a magazine is a lot less than you pay for a click, or sorry, a lot more than you would pay for a click, even though a click is an expression of interest. A magazine ad's a drive-by spot.
Well, a click is so close to a transaction, much more closer to a transaction. So it's actually extremely valuable. I feel with this interest network, we're going to be even closer to the transaction. And that's why I think there's so much great value there.
And these networks will be set up by businesses, by individuals?
Individuals, celebrities, brands, media companies. We announced today that we did a partnership with E! Entertainment Online, with Bravo Networks, with Disney, with Comcast. We're really excited to expand
So big Kardashian fans like me can have my own Kardashian social network?
Absolutely.
That's a little disturbing.
We'll set that up for you.
No, please don't. Really. Bill Gross, it's good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Really interesting stuff you're doing there at Idea Lab and all around Twitter.